as you could see in that little intro, today we will be building the housing for the drop track that at the moment looks completely terrible, but I removed it right there. Right, at the beginning I thought the whole building would be nice, but I scrapped it at the end. And as you can hear, I have a cold. Yay, winter. Happens every year, right? I mean, I noticed it on Sunday at work. In the morning I had like little itching in the throat, and once you have the itching in the throat, you know, like, it's over. You will have a cold now for 2 weeks. It just, yeah, it's unfortunate. And I do wish everyone a Merry Christmas as well. Yeah, now today we will build that housing, which has already started, as you can see. It turned out really nicely. We have some optical illusions going on, and yeah, we will complete the entrance area with that, except for that one tower you can see on the right, which to this day isn't complete. I still don't know what to do with that. And once we're complete with the entrance area, we can go to more interesting things like theming the coaster, which it won't happen in one episode, but yeah, you need a bit of patience with me. Now, there has been a video for like 2 weeks, but I said in the first episode, like, don't expect those videos to come out regularly. It will take some time. This is also pre-update, and I haven't gotten the DLC, to be honest. Like, there was just this coaster in it. I haven't looked at it quite thoroughly yet, and yeah, I don't know. I already paid full price for the game. I don't need to have a DLC at the moment, so that's why I didn't give a review on the DLC. So yeah, here you can see how I measured the whole thing, that it fits. It will be a pretty airy building, probably a lot of holes in it, but I managed to make it look nice at the end. And yeah, it's inspired by some medieval tower in medieval Swiss city. I don't know the picture anymore, but you know, I just googled like medieval tower in a historic city. That's basically how I found it. And yeah, and then we will also build that little mini building right next to it, as you can see there, which will just, you know, close the gap between the orange building and this tower here. And yeah, then after this episode we're basically going to start working on the main street, which turned out pretty nicely. It's already like done about 50%. Yeah, the videos are really behind what I really built. Now you can expect a bit more videos the next couple of days, as I'm in Christmas vacation for like 2 weeks. Like, I have do some work in between on Saturday and Sunday, but in between that I do have time, and on New Year I also have time to do some videos and play the game a bit more, even though playing the game was never the problem. It's more just getting around to record an episode, as I'm not the best in commentary, as you could probably tell, and now with the cold voice it's not really better, is it? But yeah, I told last time that I will tell a story why some people call me Thomas Shelby, which happens surprisingly often. And you know, I usually don't dress like the usual person does. I do wear a lot of like formal clothing, like suits and stuff. I just like that. And someday my parents went to the UK and they bought me a newsboy cap. So basically the cap that Thomas Shelby is wearing in Peaky Blinders. But I didn't know at that time that this cap was worn by them. I didn't really know what Peaky Blinders was, to be honest, at that point in time. And I just wore it, and people were like, "Oh, you look like Thomas Shelby," and I was like, "Okay," just because I'm wearing this hat here, and found it a bit silly. And it went so far that one day I was just walking through a train station, and like a teenager behind me just, like, full on screaming mode. It just went like, "Thomas Shelby is here!" So I'm forever Thomas Shelby, I guess. And it's odd. Like, I don't know, would you scream that to a person? I personally wouldn't. Yeah, but I did start watching Peaky Blinders, and it's a very nice series, I think. And I do understand why people just know that hat from Peaky Blinders, but I mean, it's a classical hat that used to be worn like normally, by people, but I do understand it. But it really is a nice episode and a nice series, and I do like this 1920s atmosphere that it creates. It's very well made, historically accurate as well, as far as I could tell. I never really had anything that didn't look historically accurate. It's a British production anyways. British productions usually have like historically accurate clothing, and it's also a bit of an inspiration for myself to watch that. But yeah, so another reason why there weren't many videos lately was because Helldivers 2 got a giant update. I don't know if you play Helldivers 2, but if you have never heard of that game, you should definitely Google it out. It's a great game, and it got a new update, which, like, this update is really good. It added the whole new enemy factions. I was playing that a lot, like 24/7, basically. And yeah, that's why I didn't play Planet Coaster all that much, even though Planet Coaster still is my favorite game, and sadly not the one I have the most hours in. Like, if you combine Planet Coaster 1 and 2, I probably have the most hours in Planet Coaster, but I still have my shameful 2,000 hours of GTA, which I'm not proud about, I'm gonna be honest. But there was a time in my life where just, GTA was basically my life. And every evening you play like few hours of GTA and grinding some awful missions, and yeah, I'm glad I'm past that. So Planet Coaster is probably the game with the most hours next to GTA, and Helldivers is not even close, as it's a new game. And yeah, I do play not a lot of games at the same time. Like, I play a few games, but the ones I do play, I play often and for a long time. Like, I've been playing Planet Coaster since 2017, like 1 year after it came out. After I saw a Let's Play from a guy called Modern Consumer. Still does videos, German videos, really great ones. And I've been playing it since then, really. And yeah, that's also where my theme park passion started. So usually I just went to Europa Park, which is the park nearest to me. It's a really great park themed around Europe, in Germany, and it's the closest one from Switzerland. Basically, it's where every Swiss person goes to. It's almost colonialized by Switzerland, you could say. And with my roller coaster interest starting to peak in like 2018 or something, I was playing a lot of Planet Coaster. We went to different theme parks, and that was really cool. I always went to the same theme park, Europa Park, which, like I said, it's really nice. But you knew all the coasters in and out. Then you went into a theme park you've never been before, and it was like a whole new world. So I could recommend it to you. If you feel a bit bored by the theme park you always go to another one, even if it's hours away. It will probably be worth it to just have this experience of something different, just something new as well. Sometimes really helpful to, it's like watching the same movie all the time. It can be really refreshing watching another one. Yeah, but you can see in the background I'm using stones to make that little wall piece, which I think is a good trick, because those medieval buildings were just, they weren't quite straight, and not every angle was the right angle. It was all a bit janky. I guess the building techniques just weren't that advanced, so building with those kind of stones makes it a bit more authentic. And I also added this little picture into the souvenir shop in here. Yeah, basically that. Beach photos. There will be the water park, of course, coming in here. And I already placed the location of the water park in the gameplay I'm at right now, not the video gameplay. I'm not quite sure if I will give it there, because maybe I will put a water ride there. Yeah, we'll see what I can put there. And I personally I like theme parks a bit more than water parks. And I haven't been in that many theme parks that have water parks in them. The main one was what was it called? One in America where that Copperhead strike is located at that park. I should really Google it out, but I don't. I don't want to do that now. So yeah, that one. That had the water park in it, and I went into that later on. It was just fun, definitely. But the roller coasters outshined the water coasters or the water slides by a long shot. It's just, sometimes you see roller coasters and they're built really well and all of that. And then you see water slides and you think like, who the fuck came up with this? Everything's janky and looks unsafe. It's just, it's weird. So I do prefer roller coasters by a lot, but I do like the vibe of a water park. We have an indoor water park somehow, like somewhat near me, like 3/4 an hour of a drive away, and that's really really nice. Like a indoor theme, it's like a mountain theme basically, and I love visiting that. It's one of those drop slides, where you stand in the whole contraption and then the door underneath goes open. You fall down. That was crazy for me when I was younger. That was the best thing that existed in the world. And with that, we basically ended that building. For some reason, I went up here for no apparent reason at all. Oh, I think I showed a friend that was on the Discord call the coaster. Could that be? I don't know. So yeah, then I made sure that everything fits, and now we're building this building, which it's a building. I'm not quite proud of it. It's not the most detailed building here. It's just a placeholder that there is something here. It's not the best. So I went with a green building here. We don't have a green building yet, and it's just something. I think I made it a bit larger than in the end. I played around with it a bit. So not every building has to be a masterpiece. It just has to be a coherent picture in the end of buildings. And then I made sure that nothing clips into there as well. So basically that. With that, the entrance area is kind of done, or the buildings in the entrance area are done. The entrance area itself not. I still haven't finished that. There should be some fountain, right? But what should I put in the entrance area? Like, if you have an idea, write it into the comments. What could be in the entrance area? I think a fountain would be nice. Like 2 fountains left and right. That could be something, or maybe like a floor where there's water coming out of it. Some theme parks have that. If you step on the wrong spot, you get wet basically. Which is also fun. It's pretty annoying if it happens in the morning. So yeah, maybe that could be an option. Or just the plaza, just some pathing and people can just stand there and a group meeting point. Yeah, it needs a group meeting point definitely. Although you could just say like at this and this building, but a designated group building point, a meeting point would probably be a better option than that. Yeah, and what I didn't speak about at all is with the coaster, the drop track, and it drops down. I added that illusion basically that there's some track, so if it would release you, you would crash, but it doesn't, hopefully. So I think that's pretty cool. I could stand underneath and make a photo like, oh no, I'm getting crashed by a roller coaster. Something like this was the idea behind it. Yeah, I don't know if that's cool or not. I do think it's cool. And I do like how the entrance area turned out in a general. You can see the coaster interacting with the whole thing, which is nice. You don't see that in a lot of parks, that you have like a roller coaster in the entrance area. Usually, oh Jesus Christ, my voice is dying. I need to drink something, wait. Yeah. So usually the entrance area looks a bit dull and old, because it was just the first thing that was built like in the 70s or something. But here, in Marvin's Experiences 2, we have full freedom to build something new from the scratch up, and we decided to put a full coaster in it. There I'm putting some plants on the building. I like that, so fix the path a little bit, it's not as tight. Then I tested the coaster again, and you saw in the beginning how that rides. It turned out pretty cool. I won't show the full coaster POV this time. Next episode we will coming the next couple of days, and yeah, that's basically it. I also colored the card yellow that you can see it a bit better. It will get changed later on. Yeah, that was the episode. I hope you like it. See you next time.